Dear students, welcome back to your SST class. So we are continuing our chapter that is local self-government rural institutions. In this video we are going to talk about the village level panchayat. We used to call it panchayat. Now in the last videos we had discussed that according to the Balwant committee, Balwant and Mehta committee, that it has reported that there should be 3 tiers of the government at the local level, and we have also discussed in the Act of 1993 which added a schedule 11 to the Indian Constitution and few articles as well. So that act also states that there should be 3 levels of the government, or 3 tiers of the government at the local level. So first and foremost thing, what are those 3 levels? Those 3 levels are the panchayats at the village level, the panchayat samitis at the block level, and Zilla Parishads at district level. So now we are going to discuss about at village level. Means we are discussing about panchayat. We are discussing about panchayat level. Now at the village level we are having 2 bodies. We are having 2 bodies, that is Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. Now in this video, first of all we need to understand about the basic difference of the Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. The Gram Sabha consists of all the voters in that particular village. Means all the adults, those who are having the right to vote, are considered as the member of the Gram Sabha, whether they belong to any religion, caste, creed, gender, race, sex, whatsoever it is. Right? So when we talk about Gram Sabha, all the members are all the people of the village, those who have attained the age of 18 or those who are having the right to vote. But whereas when we talk about Gram Panchayat is an elected member, is an elected body. First of all, we need to understand Panchayat does not mean only 5 members. It is a traditional word when we talk in Panchayat. Now word Panchayat has been taken out from 5 members, Panch. Right? In traditional times, in ancient times, the local level government was that of the Panch hote the. So, but Panchayat here nowadays does not mean that that elected body would be containing just 5 members. So depending upon the population of the village and depending upon the constituencies or wards that has been divided into there could be more or less number of members as well. So now these voters have voted for few representatives in the village. We can call it ward members or panchayat members. So from different wards of the village, the different members has been elected, and each candidate, those who has been elected, are representative of the people from that particular ward, and they are called, collectively they are called Gram Panchayat, which is headed by a Sarpanch. Now this was a basic difference, where Gram Sabha is consisting of all the members of the village, those who are having right to vote, or those who have become adult, or those who have attained the age of 18. And when we talk about Gram Panchayat, only the elected members, only the elected representatives are the members of the Gram Panchayat, not all, the whole of the village. So moving ahead, when we talk about the Gram Sabha, so it is the duty of the Gram Panchayat. It has been mentioned in the schedule 11 of the Indian Constitution that it is the duty of the Gram Panchayat to call Gram Sabha for at least twice a year. For at least twice a year. In 1 year, there should be a meeting of whole Gram Sabha. Means all the voters of that particular village would assemble at a place in order to take the decisions, in order to see what are the works done by the Gram Panchayat in the last year or the last 6 months. So basically these meetings are held after the harvesting season of Kharif crop and after the harvesting season of Rabi crop, because we know that in villages the main occupation of the people is agriculture, and they would be getting free from the agriculture, they would be having enough time to attend such meetings only when their crops would be harvested. So, according to the constitution, two meetings should be there in a year, which should be called by the Gram Panchayat of the Gram Sabha in order to meet the requirements or meet the needs of the people of the village, so that the Gram Sabha could ask for their issues, could raise their issues. Any person could raise their issues or ask for any such type of development to the Gram Panchayat, and Gram Panchayat would also give its full record to the Gram Sabha. It's whatsoever the grants has been received by the Gram Panchayat so far from the state and central level, and where the money has been invested in the village. What are the village activities that are to be done? What are the village activities that has been done? What are their records? What are their expenses? And what amount and time of money has been invested in the different developmental activities. So now we are going to discuss about the Gram Panchayat. So this is a main body, because it is elected body, democratic elected body. So this is the main body that works here in the village level. So we need to understand about the Gram Panchayat. So we are going to proceed with the topic, that is Gram Panchayat. So students, when we talk about Gram Panchayat, first of all, we need to understand about the composition of the Gram Panchayat. So Gram Panchayat consists of members or panchs. Now we know that during the elections, the whole village is divided into different wards. Now each ward gives us one representative. There is one representative from each ward, which becomes, when elected by the people of that particular ward, which becomes a member of the Gram Panchayat. Now those consisting of elected members who coming from each and every ward would be under the Gram Panchayat. Means they would be the part of Gram Panchayat and they would be called the members of or panchs of the Panchayat. Now in some states, the elections for the Sarpanch are directly held by the people, or in other states the elections for the Sarpanch are indirectly held by the people. When we talk about indirectly held, means the people used to elect these members or panch of the Panchayat. These panchs or members further elects president with the internal elections of these panchs. They would be electing Sarpanch. But when we talk this election would be indirect, because people have elected members and members have further elected Sarpanch. Right? Now when we talk about direct election, in direct elections people are electing members as well as Sarpanch. Is that clear? Moving ahead, when we talk about the composition, this is the only level of the government which is having women's reservation seats. When we talk about the Lok Sabha, when we talk about Rajya Sabha at the central level, when we talk about the state government, state legislative assemblies at the state level, means state government and central government do not have reservation for the women. But this level of the government, that is local level of the government, is having 1/3 seats reserved for women, which is very important point to note down. Right? So only this level, only the local government in India is having the 1/3 seats reserved for women. Rest of the level of the government, that is central and state, does not have any reservation for women, although the bill is under the discussion in the Lok Sabha. It is the demand for the reservation of women is raised in the Lok Sabha, but still the bill has not been passed. Right? Moving ahead. So seats are also reserved for SCs and ST category people, depending upon the population of that particular area. If the population of that particular area from which ward or constituency is the member standing, if the population is more of SCs and STs, that seat is kept reserved for those people only. Moving ahead, when we talk about tenure means timing. So the timing of the village panchayat, once inaugurated, it rules till 5 years. Although it could be dissolved before 5 years, but in the case it is dissolved before 5 years, before completing its tenure, the elections has to be done within the 6 months of the dissolution. Is that clear? Now moving ahead, when we talk about meetings, so when we talk about the Gram Panchayat is a body, elected body which has to take the decision for the village on the behalf of the people of the village. So automatically the decision would be collaborative, it would be collective decision of all the members of the Panchayat as well as of the village as well, right? So Gram Sabha meeting has been done twice a year, right? And the meetings of the Gram Panchayat are mandatory to be held at least once in a month. Now automatically when meetings are held, the Sarpanch would be heading that particular meetings, and Sarpanch would be taking the decision on the behalf of Panchayat, and Panchayat would be taking the decision on the behalf of Gram Sabha according to the will and wishes of the people. Now when we talk about election, very important point, the scheduled 11 of Indian Constitution also gave rise to the new election commission, that is state election commission. The elections to the local level body would be conducted by and would be supervised by the state election commission. Although the elections of the state government and the central government are done by, are supervised by, you can call it conducted by Election Commission of India, but every state is having its own state election commission which is having the responsibility and duty to conduct and supervise the elections of the village panchayats. I hope it is clear to all. So this was all about our Gram Panchayat basic information. In the next video we would be discussing about the functions and the powers of the Gram Panchayat.